All right. Put this show on the road. That's interesting. All right. How is everybody doing tonight? Very, very interesting. I got to tell you, I thought this was. I'm trying to figure out titles to put on here, um, and so that it's not like so obvious that I'm talking about a certain topic or whatever and stuff like that. So it is. We had 83 people waiting before the stream started. And I was like, wow, that is just normally it's like 183. So I thought that was quite interesting. Just very fun. So, anyway, before we get started here, guys, I just want to remind everybody if we have any issues with the stream tonight, that I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. The last couple streams have been interrupted in the middle of them. We'll be into a good conversation and bam, gone. So fun times, right? But so anyway, just to remind everybody, if we have any issues, I will get right back on right away. The second thing I remind everybody, this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. So I would ask everybody to please be decent, no nastiness, no racism in the chat. Just be decent to each other. And Alaska Prepper just got done. What do you mean, Gene? I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah, hopefully no interruptions. Exactly. So anyway, if you have any, if you can't follow the rules and behave, unfortunately, those awesome people you see lit up in blue will give you the boot out of here because we're just not going to tolerate any nastiness. So just putting that out there ahead of time. So I would just advise not to do it. It's the best way to go. So, I have so many dislikes already. I'm sure it's more than one. I have a dedicated. Alaska Prepper just finished his live chat. Okay, cool. All right. So, but anyway, what was I going to say? I was going to say something else here too. Any questions, guys? All cap locks for me, just so they stand out better, and I do appreciate that as well. So, I'm a bad girl. Ed, spank me. Yes, some of you ladies do like a spanking here and there, and I'm not against that. So, I'm a people pleaser. I'll put it like that. I try to accommodate, especially when it comes to the ladies. Oh my God, that's funny. All right, let's get off of that topic. Okay, so I want to clarify something, and I think people misunderstood when I was talking about a little bit today when I was talking about food shortages, and I had people say, oh, there's plenty of food where we're at. Well, there's plenty of food where we're at. Yeah, there's plenty of food out there right now. But what I'm talking about is, number one, the price of food has gone absolutely through the roof. Through the roof. I mean, if you look at the prices of stuff, it's gotten ridiculous, especially meat. Meat is gone through the roof. Okay. The second problem, Heather's doing okay. She's actually. I'm going to talk with her after the stream. We were already chatting earlier today, and she was in class, so I couldn't. She's like, "I'll call you later," and I'm like, "Okay." So I'm going to chat with her after the stream. But anyway, yeah. If you don't get haters or dislikes, you're doing something wrong. Exactly. And they're dedicated. I will say that my people that hate me are very dedicated. So I'm very fortunate in that aspect. But anyway, so people misunderstood what I was saying. What I was talking about was the fact that, yeah, there might be food out there, but people can't afford it. They can't afford to buy that food. So like the food pantries are like doing unbelievable. I mean, they're being overwhelmed. A lot of these food pantries. No, I'm not. No, Dina, not big into the S&M. But if I'm with a lady and she likes a certain thing, I'm pretty much game. So, I'm. There's the only thing I won't do. I'm going to put this out here right now, okay? And you guys can interpret it any way you want to. The only thing I'm not down for is water sports. And if you don't know what water sports are, look it up when it comes to, sex. Water sports. I'm not down with that. Never going to be down with that. I don't care if it's your thing. Not happening. So that I will put out there. Other than that, I'm pretty much game. I'm willing, as long as it's the right lady. So we'll just put it like that. So anyway, now we got to get off this subject because this is not a subject. Yeah. I'm talking about let's keep the chat clean, and I'm being potty mouthed up here, so that's not good. So yeah, there goes the family friendly exactly. But anyway, it's just it's different people like different things, and I'm like, they're like, will you try this with me? And I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And if I like it, I'll do it a second time. So, yeah, nope, not at all, Herman, not at all. So, but yeah, no, no, my face probably is red because I'm being embarrassed. I'm embarrassing myself here. So, anyway, we got to get off that subject. We got to get off that subject. So, but anyway, so food prices are very, very high. A lot of people cannot afford food. With the situation which is going on with this virus, and the manipulation. I should probably just say the manipulation of this virus. It is affecting people very, very dramatically, and so you have a lot of people that are hurting financially, and they can't afford food, so they're relying on food pantries to help supplement that. Especially, I couldn't imagine, and I just was talking to a buddy of mine today, Steve. He's probably watching this. Uh, you know what? I never watched Fifty Shades of Grey. I don't, that type of stuff. Yeah, that's Yeah, I'm not into that whole heavy duty S&M thing. I don't get that. I don't see why anybody would want to be degraded. I just that's not to me that's not fun when it comes to having fun with somebody. Humiliating, hurting somebody, degrading them. I'm not down for that either. Yeah, so that's just not my thing either, not at all. But like if a lady wants a little spank on her behind, okay, you know. But I'm not gonna like bring out the crop and put a liberal whooping on your behind. That I'm not gonna do. So that's where I'm at. You have to have boundaries. You gotta draw the line. So you put it out there. You say, okay, you know what? Yay, no, maybe. So yeah, someone make them stop. Yeah, that's right. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Mutual respect. Yep. Exactly. And just, having those discussions before you get in those situations is probably a good idea. That would be my advice to people. But food prices, oh my God, it's so funny. But anyway, yeah, food's out of control. The prices of food, and of course, the portion sizes continue to get smaller and smaller, which is not good at all. But there's a lot of things going on. So I don't know if people are watching this, and this is I really really have a problem with freaking Congress and the Senate and the games that are being played right now. Okay, first of all, President Trump is gone. He's no longer the president. You can't impeach somebody that's not there. Number one. Number two, they'll never have the votes in the Senate to do the impeachment. So this whole thing that is going on is grandstanding, a political nonsense thing. You know what? You can't say that. I mean, if he had been in the front of the crowd saying, let's go take this over and let's do this," that's one thing. But those people, the whole thing is such a setup. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So just unbelievable, unbelievable. But again, and there's so many things going on that need to be addressed, that need to be taken care of, and they're wasting their time once again with this next political witch hunt to try to impeach Trump once again. Realistically, they're lining up in New York to go after Trump for all kinds of stuff in New York. They can't wait. They're chomping at the bit. So it's ridiculous. And again, it's a distraction. You're right. And but the thing that pisses me off, to be honest with you, it's the waste of money, waste of taxpayer dollars for this political grandstanding nonsense. And they don't have the votes in the Senate to get the impeachment. So it's going to be dismissed again, but they're going to put on the dog and pony show once again. Oh, well, this is the only president that's been impeached twice and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Got dismissed the first time. It's getting dismissed this time too. So just let it go. You know what I mean? Let it go. That's kind of where I'm at with that. It just gets very, very old. Very, very old. So, but anyway, that's where I'm at on that one. I'm just so tired of it. Haven't watched any of it. Not going to watch any of it. Because it's like it's just a colossal waste of time. They're patting each other on the back. Yep, see, we got them. Whatever. I'm just like I said, I'm just absolutely done with that. But I do want to talk about a couple things. Like one of the things that I have a real issue with. Biden is a corporate man. Okay, he is not for the people, and one of the main reasons that you'll be able to see that he's not for the people. One of the executive orders that he just signed, and we're going to go over a couple of these things because I think it's really, really important because it's again, everything is a snowball effect, right? So one of the executive orders that he signed was he took the cap off of the price of insulin. Now, you look at the number of people in our country that are on insulin, a tremendous amount. Trump put in a cap so that the companies could only charge a certain amount of money for that insulin. One of the executive orders that Biden just did, look it up if you don't believe me, is he took that cap off. So now these companies can charge whatever they want to charge for insulin once again. So they drive up the prices once again. Absolutely crazy. Oh, we're going to get into this whole 2 mask and 3 mask nonsense too. Like I said, I'm so beyond done with all of this craziness. I'm just like I've talked about it, guys. I bought into it in the beginning. I believe that they were telling the truth. I was in hook, line, and sinker and the whole 9 yards. And then as watching things unfold and realized that we were being played with for something that is not deadly at all, realistically. Like I said, my age group, 55 to whatever, if I get it, my survival rate is 99.5%. If you're younger, like my daughter's age, it's what, 99.9% survival rate. Oh my God, it's terrible. It's so deadly. We better mask up and isolate and not touch each other and not have, get togethers. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And it's all about control. It is all about control at the end of the day. I see we got 760 in the chat, guys. We're at 322 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that. And I've got a 5-layered mask ready to go just in case cow farts become a big issue. Yeah, it's so stupid. It is just. And again, now I'll talk about this in a minute. I was out again today. And I'll tell you what I saw again, which just it continues to just baffle my mind. Okay, but anyway, again, if you would shoot that thumbs up to show support for the channel, it really does help with the algorithms. So thank you for that reason. Also, the more interaction that we have, I do appreciate it, and I like a lot of thumbs up. So that's the third reason, obviously. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon as well. So I was out and about today. I had to go to the store and grab a couple things. And no, I did not wear a mask. I don't wear a mask. I've said it many, many times. I am not a sheep. I'm not going to be a sheep. Wearing a mask is the equivalent of putting up a chain link fence and expecting to keep mosquitoes out. That's how effective your mask, those paper masks that you're wearing, the cloth masks that you're making yourselves, that's how effective they are when it comes to any kind of small virus. It's going to get through that. So congratulations by being foolish and doing exactly as you're told, like a good sheep, if you are. So that's where I'm at. I won't do it. I just don't. So, and nobody says anything to me. So, that's, I do it, when we went on vacation, I didn't wear a mask on vacation. I traveled through Pennsylvania. Oh, Pennsylvania, if you're going to stop in Pennsylvania, you're going to have to isolate for 2 weeks and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, whatever. It's ridiculous. If you really have a virus that is so, so deadly. Anybody ever watched the movie, I think it's called Contagion, with Dustin Hoffman? in those full suits that they had on with the mask and the whole 9 yards of self-contained suits. That's how you protect yourself from a deadly virus. I don't see a whole lot of people wearing full body suits walking around. I don't see that. So, you know, the best part since COVID, the flu vaccine is 98.7% effective this year. Yeah, imagine that. And nobody's getting the flu this year, which is just wonderful. It's cured. Oh, Outbreak. Okay, Dustin Hoffman was an Outbreak. That's right. Okay, and it's a great movie. Very, very interesting. But again, those guys were not wearing a cloth paper mask on their face because it didn't work. And the ones that did, guess what? They got sick anyway. Imagine that. It's crazy. So that was the movie Outbreak. Okay, yeah, um, again, if there is something so deadly and is so bad, like I said, why is Walmart open? Why is Costco open? Uh, you know, so again, just we've been played with, we've been manipulated. Big business is raking in the bucks. Small businesses, mom and pop businesses are out of business, and that's what they wanted. They wanted to control everything, and it's unfortunate. Contagion was Jude Law. Okay, all right, but yeah, there's just I'm just tired. I'm beyond done with it. I'll be honest with you with that whole thing. But you can see things are changing, and people are starting to really. A lot of people are waking up. They're seeing how badly we are being manipulated. We're and that's what it is. It's the manipulation's got to stop. That people got to take a stand and say, I'm not doing this no more. And the more people that take that stand, you know, I see the majority of people are going to do whatever they're told. Whatever they're told. I mean, if you let's go back, let's look at it. The Fauci, right? Masks are ineffective. Then all of a sudden, nope, masks are effective. Now it's wear two masks, wear three masks. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I mean, how bad do they not want you to breathe? So people need to wake up. They need to wake up. And again, the long-term effects. Somebody said to me, well, don't say you're not an anti-vaxxer because you are. All right, yeah, I'm probably more along the lines of an anti-vaxxer, but I've never said like the different things for your kids. Never said don't get them. What I said was make them break it up. Don't give your 2-year-old a tremendous amount of shots all at once on their body that's not designed or ready to have to deal with that. Make them break it up. That's what I've always said. Okay, flu shot ineffective at best. When you have a 10% effective rate of getting a flu shot, why would you get that? This here, when and here's the thing. I mean, realistically, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, and you can take it or leave it. How stupid can you be to get a shot that don't know what's in it, don't know what the long-term side effects are? That it's if you get the shot, you still have to social distance, you still have to wear a mask, you still can get the virus. Oh yeah, sign me right up for that. I'm getting in line, and people are because they're sheep. It's sad. I mean, and you know what? And some and nurses out there getting it. And again, not all nurses because a lot of them are, and it's not FDA approved. Exactly, it's not. It was an emergency approval or emergency. They let it go in an emergency wise. But the problems that I have, a lot of problems that I have with it, is there's no liability for the manufacturers of the virus, none. So you can't sue them when the side effects happen and something bad happens to you or your loved ones. There's no repercussions for you. So I have a problem with that. Okay. I also have a problem with the fact, that I'm trying to think what else was I losing my train of thought. Again, the study that they did, they're not releasing it for 2 years. That's a huge red flag. And if you can't see that as a red flag, I don't get it. Are the people who had CV getting the vax? You know what? I don't know. That's and that's a good question actually. Oh yes, let's talk about that. Okay, so water plant was hacked, and they were having it put in deadly amounts of something in the water, and the people that worked there noticed it and they changed it. There are people out there that are trying to do harm to people. They're trying to hurt people, okay? And there's a lot of issues going on. Our system is so weak and it is so antiquated and old. It is very, very vulnerable. And people need, yeah, the Florida water plant. Yep. They hacked into it. And I can't remember what chemical. Lye. Thank you very much, Gene Blair. Yep. They put unsafe, what it changed it so that it was unsafe levels of lye being put in the water that could hurt people. And yeah, so it this is constantly going on. Why would anybody want to do that just to hurt people, random people for no reason? There are people out there that their entire agenda is to bring down this country, and they'll do it any way that they possibly can. And there's some very, very smart people out there doing things. Okay, and it's not good. It's not good at all. And people need to wake up and pay attention to what's going on, but people aren't. People are just asleep at the switch. Hey, Kathy E. Washoe County, Nevada did not have a single flu death in 2020, had one flu death in 2021, then not enough people were getting when not enough people were getting the flu shot. One, yeah, that's crazy. Why would you? Why would you? Thank you very much for the information, and thank you for that donation as well. Again, where I'm at in the county that I live, we've had very few cases, a couple hundred maybe. That's in a whole county. That's in a whole county. New York City supposedly had, this rampant run on it, and oh my God, everything was terrible, and all these people were being killed. And then they had, nurses coming out and saying, this is wrong. This is not right, right? Whatever. Anybody that has come out with information, doctors, nurses, there's been doctors that have had their license taken away because they have not gone along with the program. When they've said, this is wrong, this is not right, and they question the narrative or say, listen, this is wrong, they're being targeted and being, attacked, and then they're being accused of being, you're fear mongering or false information and all this type of stuff. Here's a problem that I have, and this is just something that just came out. This is something that just came out. Facebook and stuff like that. It says anybody that puts up anything about vaccines causing autism, right? Remember, we've had this discussion before and stuff like that. Anybody putting up those are going to be removed. Well, why? Why would you do that? If you are telling the truth and there's no fear that you're telling the truth, why would you care if somebody said something different, right? Unless that is the truth and you want to suppress that truth because you don't want to have anybody have free thought and think for themselves and have a different way of looking at stuff when they make decisions on what they're going to do with their children. It's not your children being affected, it's my children. And I've talked about that, and I've talked about what happened with my son. And like I said, I absolutely 100% believe, and there's no way anybody can tell me differently, what happened to my son is a direct result from the vaccinations. That's all I know because I saw it firsthand for myself. When you have a normal little boy, is fine. He's talking before his sister, very engaging, very outgoing, very, vocal, happy child, right? Goes and gets their vaccinations because I had to get him into because that's what we had to do, right? Because we're good citizens and we do as we're told. And then it was like somebody turned a light switch off. But it's not the vaccine. No, God, no, it's not the vaccine. Bull crap. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not stupid. And of course, there's no repercussions. You can't sue the pharmaceutical companies. Well, if everything is so safe and so above board, why would you not have that in there that you could if something goes wrong? That's all I'm saying. So again, question everything. Always question it. Realize that we're being lied to constantly, that we're being manipulated constantly, and it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. So Buyer beware. That's always, I will always say that, buyer beware. Be careful what you wish for, because that's exactly what you're going to get. These people all wanted anybody in it, and it just, and this is what I don't get, that this part of it. Anybody but Trump. They didn't care who it was. They didn't care if it was Bozo the Clown. Well, that's who we got. We got Bozo the Clown. You know, they didn't care. Didn't make no difference. It didn't matter who it was, as long as it wasn't Trump. Well, like I said, congratulations. You got exactly what you wished for, and now you're going to see the consequences of that. Borders being opened, people that are criminals being let go because they haven't been convicted yet, and they're just being released back in the United States. These criminals coming up from the southern borders, or they've committed crimes, and they're just letting them go. I mean, how stupid is that? Okay. Uh, they're letting these people in. They're not even testing them for the virus. I mean, what is up with that? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's almost like, okay, let's purposely destroy the country. And the best way to do that is we'll bring in all these people that now will go get on the system. We'll have to take care of them. And who is we to have to take care of them? Every one of you out there earning a dollar, paying your taxes, that's who's going to take care of them. Because they're going to get on social services, and then you're going to send them all to these sanctuary cities that are going to take them all in. It's insane. It is insane. If you come into this country the right way, I have no problem with anybody. And I don't care what color, I don't care what nationality, what background, what religion you are. I don't care. If you do it the right way, I don't have a problem with it. But to open the borders up and just let people stream in, that is wrong. That is, they just caught what, 11, I think it was 11 Iranian nationals at the border trying to sneak across. How many got through? That would be a question, wouldn't it? If they caught 11, how many more got through? Every day, it's like porous, because now there's another thing that happened. Okay, let's talk about another executive order. Stopped work on the southern border wall, so that stopped. Okay, if you talk to most of the people that live down there, they were for the wall because of the fact of the drugs running, the mules running drugs, all the illegal immigrants coming over. They wanted the wall there. Okay. Now, with that, how many jobs are lost? Not just the jobs from the wall construction, right? Hey, Freddie left you. Running. Oh, hold on a second. Running's employee flipped out because I tried to buy 2 boxes of 3 different calibers of ammo, 6 boxes total, screaming at me that I was only allowed 2 boxes. Nice. Yeah, that's craziness. That's just like, what are you going to go up and shoot up the neighborhood with 2 boxes of ammo, or 6? Oh my goodness. Terrible, terrible person you are. But you look at all the secondary jobs that are lost. The pipeline is another one. Shut down the pipeline. That's all political. That's not about the environment. Okay. But what happens is you have 11,000 jobs with a pipeline gone, right? But that's not it. That's not the end of it. All those people that were supporting those 11,000 workers, feeding them, the grocery stores, the restaurants, people were spending money locally to do stuff, and even the wall down there, those people are spending money locally in the restaurants and the hotels and all those type of places. All that's gone. All that's gone because of his political games in trying to make who knows what reasons, but unbelievable. 70 million now filed unemployment, and that number continues to grow by the week. Yeah, and again, Ed, and the pipeline jobs still have to pay for it too. Yeah, it's just it's ridiculous. All these, so many people out of a job, screwed Canada on top of it. Biden screwed Canada. They're supposed to be our allies. We're supposed to be working together with them. Uh, Restaurants are thriving in Florida. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. But isn't Florida not like as restrictive as a lot of the other states? I think that's part of it too. Yeah, the oil's coming on Soros's railroad, exactly. And Soros didn't want the pipeline because he makes money off of the railroad. With that, he's making a ton of money. And how many was it? 56 or 58 million he donated to Biden's campaign. So again, like I said, big business. get in their way, doing whatever they want to do. It's disgusting, in my opinion. So anyway, guys, we got over 1,000 people in the chat. We're at 529 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel, and I thank you ahead of time for doing that. Also, I would ask you to shoot that thumbs up because it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel as well. So thank you for that reason as well. And of course, the third reason, I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So that would be the third reason. So thank you for that as well. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right. The other thing I want to tell you really quickly, talk about my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community there. So if you go to preppernurse1.com, you'll see Prepper Nurse One community. It is totally free to join. It is a great resource for you guys to connect with like-minded people. If you just want to go in and read the message boards, there's a lot of interesting information on there. Also, if you're looking to try to connect with somebody in your state or in your country, definitely take advantage of that as well. Also on my website, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. You'll see their logo. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. If you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, make sure you use the discount code PrepperNurse1, and it's the number 1, not ONE, and you'll save yourself 15% on your purchase if you do that. Lastly, if you go again to my website, preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it drops down, it'll say Legacy Foods. Click on that. That is the Legacy freeze-dried foods, 25-year shelf life. What we have available is there. Also GMO-free, largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies. It's made in the United States. So definitely take advantage of that. It's a good thing to have in your preps for long terms as well. So definitely take advantage of that. So just wanted to say that, get that out of the way. If the virus was so bad, why are sports going on? Well, yeah, exactly. It's like I said, am I saying that there's not a flu virus out there called COVID? Yeah, there is. I won't deny that for a second. Is it as deadly as they let us to believe? Only if you're elderly or you're very compromised. If you have complications, if you're overweight, if you have breathing issues, if you have cancer, you're going to be more susceptible because you're a weakened immunity system. Those are definitely things. If you're elderly, obviously they're more compromised. So those are obviously people that are going to be more apt to have issues. So and that's a fact. Okay. So, but for the average citizen, it is not that deadly. So what they have done, and again, we have to look back and why was it done in the first place? Let's think about it realistically. It was an election year. The economy was booming. It was doing very, very well. Trump was talking about it all the time. The economy's great. Unemployment was at record low, especially for people of color, right? But he was a racist, of course. Hey, Full of Hope. Can I please remind my American friends this is not a USA thing? From Australia to India, all of Europe, the control is global. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point, too. It's not just about the US, it's about the entire world being put under the thumb of the different governments and the control. It's a huge, huge manipulation that is worldwide. So thank you for that reminder. I know I have a tendency to talk about the US, obviously, because that's where I'm at. So, but yes, this is not just here. This is all over the place. And if this thing was so bad, we would be seeing millions of people dropping dead, millions, but we're not. But in the United States, what was the agenda here? They needed to get Trump out. They didn't like Trump. They didn't want him there, So you invent this thing, you make this thing, you shut everybody down, you kill all the jobs, you force people to stay home. All the issues with everything that has come from this, mental issues, psychologically, what it's doing to kids. Think about that. What it's doing to this whole generation of younger people. Everything has been stolen from these kids. The prom, all that type of stuff. That, and I'm going to tell you what, growing up, never went to it. Never went to the prom. I didn't go on any senior trips. I didn't care about none of that crap, but because I was kind of an a-hole. So, I didn't want to do it. So, but again, but a lot of kids, that's really important to them, that prom, the spring dance, all these different events that they go through, especially as seniors. Graduation, exactly. Graduation was a big thing. And all that's being taken away from them. And that's not right. That's not right. And so that's an issue. So psychologically, we are damaging a whole generation of younger people to live in fear, to be scared to death, to not want to hug their peers, to not want to interact with people. I mean, it's ridiculous for something that is really not that, no more deadly than the flu itself. No more deadly than the flu. Hey, Terrence Parker Jr. Man, Bill Gates is going around giving out warnings about a future pandemic, saying it will be 10 times worse than COVID. Appears from thin air. I saw this other thing too today. Thank you for that information. And what a shock that they don't have something else in the pipeline. I just saw an article today, and it was saying that come spring, like April, they're saying that this new variant of the virus is going to come out much more deadly, much more deadly. So, we're not even close to defeating this whole thing yet. Again, the manipulation continues on and on and on, and it's just not stopping. And, we just continue to buy into it and do exactly what we're told. It's sickening. It is sickening. And what's happening to, like, with our old people, it's horrible. Hey, Mountain Kayaker. I keep hearing Great Reset includes taking our personal property. I've heard that too, and I don't know how much validity is with that, to be honest with you. I don't know. There's all kinds of speculation and rumors out there of they're going to do this or they're going to do that. I'm going to tell you what, I think that, they're using fear, they're using intimidation, they're using bullying to get people to comply with what they're doing. You got people that will be out there and they'll, if somebody is not going along with the program, they're like, verbally attacking people. Hey, D, how you doing? Let's see. Hold on a second. I want to see what you have to say here. Good evening, my friend. You're spot on. I'm sitting here with my dogs and we're watching you. And I know I sent you the picture. Oh, yes, of the dogs. Yes, you did. Thank you very much for the donation. And the dogs are very, very cute, by the way. Thank you. And I'm glad the dogs are watching too. I got one right here, sleeping right here, and the other two are right over there sleeping. So they're doing that in California already. Yeah, it just amazes me, and I've used this as an example before, and I'll use this again. Okay, it is okay. It is socially acceptable. Let's put it like, it's socially acceptable to go after smokers and tell them how horrible they are and how it's disgusting and how, oh my God, you're smoking and it's bothering me in the secondhand smoke and blah, blah, blah. And then the BS that they try to feed us, how secondhand smoke is so much worse than firsthand smoke. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm the smoker taking this crap into my lungs, sucking it down into my lungs. Then I blow it out into the air and maybe somebody walks by and gets a whiff of it. It's so much more deadly for that person. Come on, really? And guess what? As a non-smoker, if I smell that in the air, I'm going to walk away because I don't want to smell it personally, because I don't like it. That's me. But I'm not going to condemn you because you smoke, okay? But at the same time, it is politically acceptable to do that, right? We can do that. We can attack smokers and tell them how horrible they are and how they're killing themselves and everybody else. But the 600-pound person that is just gorging themselves to death, and that's what happens, right? Again, I will ask you guys out there, how many 600 pounds, 60-year-olds do you see? You don't, because they're usually dead by that point. Your body is not designed to carry that kind of weight. It's not healthy, okay? So it's not okay to say to somebody anything negative about their weight, because then you're fat shaming. Oh my God, how dare you fat shame? And you look at what's going on in the media now, right? You see all the plus size models and it's okay and they're beautiful and they're this and that. No, that's unhealthy. It is unhealthy. It should not be celebrated. It really shouldn't be. If you gorge yourself and you're overweight, that's nobody else's fault but your own. Now, are there exceptions? Are there, if somebody is on a steroid and they gain weight, absolutely, those things happen. Um, is some of it glandular? Absolutely, that happens as well. Okay, but the majority of people in the United States are fat because they like to eat. Now, I'm overweight. I've never said I wasn't overweight, right? So again, you know, I like to eat. That's what it comes down to. But, I'm 215 pounds. I'm not 315 or 500 pounds. Okay. How do you get to that point? I don't understand, because I know once I hit a certain weight level, I know how it makes me feel and I don't like it. So I always just make sure that I'm trying to get down to a lower level because of the fact that I don't like it. Okay. But again, it's what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. So now it's acceptable. Charlie's over here and Charlie don't have a mask on. How dare you? How dare you? You're risking my life by not wearing a mask. Well, you know what? Charlie ain't sick. Who's he risking anybody's life? He's fine. Okay. Now, if Charlie's sick, Charlie's going to be smart enough to realize that he needs to stay home. That's what you do when you're sick. It's manipulation. It is control. It is continuously happening over and over and over again. And we're falling for it. And we're just falling in line, doing as we're told, lining up for something that has not been proven and has not been tested properly and stuff like that. How do they know it's 90% or 95% effective? They don't. They really don't. This has not been tested on the elderly. Again, these are, I'm not making this up. I want you guys to do the research. This vaccine has not been tested on the elderly, but who's the first persons that we're giving it to? We're giving it to the elderly, right? Ask Hank Aaron how it is doing for him. Let's ask Larry King how it's working out for him since he got both of the shots. They can't because they're both dead now. Okay, so how'd that work out for him? Hey, Patty, another virus. Oh, hold on a second. My question is, does this mean that another shot in the arm? Never ending vicious cycle. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, okay, it's mutated. So now is the original virus now no longer effective? Is this one going to be worse? Do we have to have a different vaccine for everything coming down the pipe? Your natural antibodies in your system are designed to fight viruses. We need to let our natural antibodies do that. Weakening your system by constantly putting other things into your system to supposedly fight those things, that's not the way to go. It is not the way to go. And if you get sick and you recover from it, it was meant to be. Ed, have you ever heard about the Cutter incident? I did not. I have not. I have no idea what you're talking about there. So, but yeah, actually, so we're getting close. I should probably do the egg count here soon. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to ask again for another thumbs up. We're at 1298 in the chat, guys. So if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is. It pushes us up higher in the rankings. So thank you for that reason as well. Of course, the third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So I'm not going to lie, being honest. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so let's do a real quick recap. So yesterday I had 1 egg. The day before I had 8. So what are your guys' guesses today? What do you think the egg count was today? Give you guys a minute to get your guesses up here. All right, if you had the same exact guess as Coyote Joe, if you had the same guess as Coyote Joe with 4 eggs, that's what we had today. We ended up with 4 eggs. So, and like I said, as crappy as the weather has been, as cold as the weather has been, I am not going to complain. Really happy. They're laying nice and steady for the most part. The other day when they laid 8 eggs, I was shocked, absolutely shocked. So, but I have more than enough eggs for my needs and, mom and Beck's needs. And so that's a good thing. And that's what it's all about. So, and then of course I'm able to give away to the neighbors as well. And I enjoy doing that. So summertime, it's tougher because I'm getting a lot more eggs in the summertime. And so getting rid of those eggs in the summertime is a lot harder. So, and like I said, somebody had asked me, and I thought this was a funny thing. They were like, well, what is the cost ratio, for keeping the chickens and caring for the chickens and then getting the eggs as opposed to just going to the store and buying the eggs? What they don't get is that's not why you have chickens. You have chickens because chickens actually give you a lot of pleasure. They're enjoyable. I love having chickens, and it's a lot of fun. And so that's why I have chickens. I like having natural eggs, way, way better than store-bought eggs, or it definitely is a difference in taste. So, that's a big difference as well, as far as that goes. And, like I said, it's like, I don't know what the cost is to do it, but like I said, I enjoy having my chickens. And when SHTF happens, holy crap, guess what? I got another commodity that I can use as barter. Chicken eggs. People are going to still want to eat. They're still going to want to have their eggs. So, and like I said, and whenever I decide I want to have whatever I want for eggs, if I decide to get into a big baking mode, I got plenty of eggs. If I decide to have a 5 or 6 egg omelet, which I usually four eggs is like 4 eggs is plenty. But if I decide to have a nice big old omelet, I can. And if I want to get omelets for everybody, great. I enjoy them. I enjoy my chickens. They're part of my family. So, oh, and I want to give you an update. Okay, so the hen that I separated, she hasn't been laying, and the reason she hasn't been laying is because she's regrowing feathers. So her feathers are coming back really good. I've been watching her, keeping an eye on her, and she's doing okay. Her feathers are coming back, and so she's doing much, much better that way. So I will not put her back in with the other chickens until her feathers are completely regrown. And she's already healed that spot on her where they were attacking and pecking at her. That's already healed, but I'm going to let her have her time out away from the rest of the flock. And Ed, are you still buying a house down south? Amy, if it's not, I probably won't buy a house. I'll buy property, and I will put something in there. Yes, or if I could find something with a small cabin, I do want to do that as well. South Carolina, probably in the mountains, possibly Kentucky, possibly Tennessee. I don't know exactly 100% sure where I'm going to go yet. I will when I get to that point, I will definitely do a road trip. I'll look around, I'll see what's available, and I'll make a decision based on that. But I definitely would like to get to a point where when winter comes here, that I can get out of Dodge for the winter and I can go down to a warmer climate. And, and so mom, I got to ask, I'll tell you this. So mom says to me, well, if you buy a property down south, what are you going to do with the animals? I said, are you kidding me? I said, they're coming with me. I'd be like the Clampets, like in the car with the chickens in boxes and the cats and the dogs and everything. I'm taking them all with me. They're going to go with me. They're my animals. They're not. I wouldn't leave them behind. Not for 3 or 4 months. No way. No, they come with me. Wherever I go, they'll go. So, yeah. Ed, hold on a second. I want to read that comment. 2 aircraft carrier strike groups are in the Pacific now. China stepping up to the plate now. Yeah, you know what? There's the other thing that people need to pay attention to. There's a situation obviously going on right now with China and Taiwan. Are we going to back Taiwan? Are we going to be on their side? There are issues. There are issues all over the place with those type of situations. So those are things to pay attention to as well. And people better pay attention to what else is going on. There is distractions abound all over the place. Keeping us not paying attention to what's really going on. So I'm going to say this again, and I know I repeat myself a lot. prep, prep, prep. Continue to get ready because, again, when the time comes, when we get to that point and something happens, which something always is going to happen, that's a fact. Something is always going to happen. We need to be as ready as we possibly can be. And if we can help each other out and help ourselves out and help our families out, that's the key to survival. The more that you are prepared and ready for whatever situation comes down the road, it's just going to put you in a better position. It really is. Again, when the time comes, you're going to have what you have. If the lights, and I always use this scenario, and I hope it makes sense. If the lights went out tomorrow and we're not coming back on, how ready are you for that? And that's something to think about. Hey, Ken, good luck. So many people moving down south. Prices are skyrocketing. You know what? And that's why you're right with that. I know a lot of places the prices are going up, but where I want to live and where the average person wants to live is going to be totally different. I want my high elevation. I want to be up in the hills. I want to be where everybody is not. That's where I want to be. So, but and again, it would depend on. It would have to be a good location, something that I could work with, something that I could develop with now, not a lot of interference from the town and stuff like that. So those would all play into it as well. But and then there's in the gun laws and everything else would play into it as well. Depending on where I would go, that would be a big aspect of it as well. So I definitely would like to have something where instead of like right now, okay, it has been freaking cold. Like I mean, I got a great night's sleep last night. Good example. Great night's sleep. I got up this morning and I'm like, okay, not doing anything outside. Brought in wood. I brought in wood today. Big deal. Keep the fire going. Try to stay warm. So I took some other things. I took care of some other things. But I would like to be able to be someplace where when it's wintertime, I can get outside. I can do projects. I can work on things. I can make things continue to happen wherever I'm going to be. And the Ozarks. I've heard about the Ozarks too, and I've heard it's an awesome place to be. And I've thought, and that's in my mind as well. So there's, acre here is 70,000 with septic, electric, and well. Yeah, see, I don't want all that. I don't. I'm gonna wherever I go, I want to be so far off the beaten path that I can get the land cheap and that I can not be surrounded by a whole bunch of other people, and that I can basically do what I want. And I've heard, like I said, the Ozarks are a good spot as well, and I've thought about that as well. I'll be honest with you. So, we'll see, but it's got to be someplace. It's got to be the right fit. Like when I found this property was absolutely the right fit. Has met my needs perfectly. I've been very, very happy being here. As I get older, I just don't like the winters, and I don't want to deal with them. I'll never sell this property. Never sell this property. I love this property. I love being here, and it's enjoyable. But I want to be someplace where if I decide to go ride, I can go hop on my bike and go no matter what time. And that's what I want to be able to do too. So, let's see what we got here.